Hey everybody, here we are. We meet again on another Best the Brush series. And still in the Halloween vibes, we have right now a Varghulf Courtier from the Fleash Ether Courts. And we don't want to waste any more time, let's do our homework. So we will start the painting from the bottom and going to the top, and for this we will paint the solid rock which become the foundation of where the Varghulf Courtier stood. And for this I'm going to use Celestra Gray, which is our base color from the Citadel, and this should give a strong pigment color to the stone, and later we will layer it using a more dark color and also some dry brush to give more texture of the stone. And for the next step we will layer the Celestar Gray color over the rock with a Basilicanum Gray. This is to give a more darker and deep and black color toward the recessed area of the stone. And while I'm waiting for the Celestar Gray to dry, I've already colored the skeleton that is over the back part of the stone with white bone base. And next we're going to put some edge highlight using dry brushing with the red white dry color. This should give enough highlight. Just put a very soft pressure toward the surface of the stone and let the brush and the dry brush work itself. And now we will moving on to the upper body part, and that is the main skin of this Varghulf Courtier. And for this I'm using the Pansy Brown from the Army Painter, because this is a white brownish color with more of reddish hue color, so this should run very well with my primary color that will be used on this monster, and also for further layer combination that I will put into the skin part. For the next step, I'm gonna use Marksman Glow to color the flap area on the joint of the arms and also the legs. This will give a more flashy look into this flappy area, and I will make a more gradation between the Marksman Glow and also the Banshee Brown of the skin. And now this is the current progress of the painting work. As you can see, we already cover most of the areas of the skin, and we've made a smooth transition between the skin area and the flappy area on the joint of the arms and also the legs. And next we will continue to color the hair using Gracier Gray, and later we will wash it to give more highlight into the recess area. Next step, I'm gonna put contrast into the recess area of the fur, and for this I'm going to use Acrylic Shade, because Acrylic Shade have a very high pigment, and so this should give more darker into the recess, and especially this is important to, to cover the parting line between the pieces, so make it more seamless. And now for the skin, I'm gonna put some Raglan Fleash shade, which should have a more reddish color as to wash, especially on this lesion or wound area, and also on some of the muscle area. Next, I'm gonna use red wound once again to color the protruding bone that come out of the joint of the arm. It is on both sides, left and right. For the skin, I'm using Origin Camo to layer the skin area. This should give a bit of greenish yellow color toward the area. Thin down the layer paint using water so they have more translucent compared to the underlying fancy brown color. And here it is, the cured result after we put some detail. It's a little bit greenish and yellowish with the after the layer, and I don't think the color selection is particularly quite suitable. It's more like a swamp monster than like a ghoulish monster with the greenish color. Yeah, it's, I don't suggest this color should be chosen for a ghoulish monster. So next, I'm gonna put an extra highlight into the floor area, so it will be put with an acrylic or shade. And for this, I'm gonna use dry paint sylvanite bark, and use the dry brush into this floor area. Now I'm gonna use a pattern black to color the clouds, and later put an extra layer, a blue layer, to give it a more contrast, a bit of contrast. Now I'm using Hydra Turquoise, thin down using Lamy and medium and some water, so it will give a very thin down bluish color which will be applied to the cloud. Gonna apply it very thin and only give bluish. Now I'm gonna use white scar layer to put some detail on the wounded area, on the scarred skin. This white layer should give just put a very thin. You just want to give it a more white look into the scarred area. And for the last part, I'm gonna use a toothpick and use blood for the blood god to put reddish area to the vein, the blood vessel that come out in the surface area.